Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back once again for the very first time to the Farts and Crap Show, where today, as per usual, it's your host Anjo here with part 85, I believe, of Pokemon Emerald Randomized Nuzlocke, and yeah, it's part 85. And today, before we get started, I have a little bit of a rant to let you guys know. A little bit of an update on things. I recently mentioned how I was going to try something, and it would potentially increase quality for audio recording. And it didn't quite work. Like, I'll have a separate video on it because I'm not going to go into like full detail right now because that would take too long and it would kind of take away from the episode, and its own topic, its own thing. So I don't want to like distract for those who like really don't care about the nitty-gritty of like, you know, recording audio specifically, like for not even just for YouTube, but for recording tech, I guess, in general, audio engineering stuff. So yeah, it basically the TLDR here is, in theory, it should have worked better. And I'm sure for some people it was a very welcome option, and it probably works super well depending on, you know, what your setup looks like. And I could see some use cases for it, but basically there was a breakout cable I wanted to try, and it would have allowed to use the analog connection from the mixer to the PC, and then I'd be able to access like higher fidelity audio, like 192K, and like I think 24-bit float, not quite 32-bit float, which would have been great, but like I think it was capped at 24-bit float. And essentially that's more data for the audio, dedicated wise. And yeah, more data typically, you know, results in higher fidelity audio. So, but yeah, it didn't work. I mean, it did to an extent, but it also introduced a lot of noise, and the overall result, even after cutting the noise out, was not better. And like, it wasn't noticeably better. Like, sure, it was good, but also because here's the thing, that there, in any audio line, in any feed, there's always going to be a tiny bit of noise, whether it's from the actual equipment creating it, or a feedback, or like, you know, the actual ambient sound that the audio is picking up, that the, you know, microphone is picking up, or whatever. Like, there's always, or static, that's another one. But there's always going to be a little bit. regardless of how good your setup is. And like, usually smaller amounts are negligible. It doesn't matter to an extent if it's low enough. And that's an if. So the trade-off here was like slightly better quality, like sample quality, bit depth quality. But the amount of noise it introduced was unacceptable. I wouldn't even say, I was going to say borderline unacceptable, but no, it was unacceptable. And then it would have to manually be like edited out every single time, which that is another step I'm not willing to do, especially for something where I literally could not hear the difference. And sure, if I had like higher quality headphones, maybe, you know, like going through an actual like dedicated like a DAC, or you know, some bougie high-end hi-fi kind of thing, I might have been able to hear a difference in the actual like, quality of the recorded sound. But for the life of me, I could not. And like, the setup, the use case was not just for recording, it was also for live sound situations. Because I do a lot of streams on this channel, like Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, 3 a week. So like, in that kind of situation, I can't, like, it was too much. I couldn't, to the point where I could not get rid of it with like filters or anything. So, and even when I did, it was way too aggressive, to the point where it was essentially just doing a noise gate kind of a thing, where it would just cut out the audio when I wasn't talking, but when I was talking, you could hear the feedback, the noise. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is so bad. Like, sure, for recordings, maybe a tiny bit better for, like, technically, but like, not to the point where it's noticeable, where it's like, oh, hey, this, you know, you got a better setup and blah, 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 this sounds clean. No, like 99% of people, like, and I do mean 99%, like, wouldn't have noticed anything. They would have probably just been like, oh, hey, well, he says it's better, I'll take your word for it. But it's not. Like, plus, like, I couldn't get, for like these videos and these recordings and stuff, I couldn't get the audio sample rate above like 48K. So like that part of it is completely wasted. And there is no option for like audio bit depth. I think it goes by like, I think it's just default. I think it's 16. What is the default? I want to say it's 16. I think I can pull up the... Actually, you know what? That might actually mess with the recording. I'm not going to pull that up right now. So yeah, this rant has already gone on for 9 minutes, so I'm just going to end it there and say, yeah, in my testing, was not worth it. And if you guys have tried something like this for yourself, if you're part of that like vast minority where it's like, oh dude, I know exactly where you're coming from, the USB connection on my mixer, whatever, is not the best quality. Like, I was hoping to do like a pure audio, let the computer itself, which is a nice computer, whatever, blah blah. Most computers are very good. Even like phones and tablets and stuff are very good at converting analog to digital audio. So if you can connect your audio equipment over analog and let the device do the conversion, you can typically get better results in theory. But the thing is, like on PC, most of the time it's one of those things that's not very important for a lot of manufacturers, for like motherboards and stuff like that. Audio is kind of like secondary, and sometimes you have like multiple audio plugs for different audio channels for like surround sound, but the actual quality of the audio components varies and usually is an afterthought, and like the drivers as well. Like the default ones are typically not very good. So hopefully, if you have a better interface, like, you know, something from like Motu or Focusrite or like Behringer or, you know, various audio companies, you know, like AKG, or Shure, or, you know, hopefully those drivers are better at like handling the equipment and how it communicates with your computer. I know I said I was going to be wrapping up the rant. I am wrapping up the rant. Give me a second. So depending on the default, and here's the TLDR, basically what the thesis for that separate video is going to be. Best way to eliminate feedback on your PC setup for like recording or like live sound, have the monitoring / playback device be a completely separate device from whatever your input device is. And that may sound like a no-duh kind of a thing, but the ports on your computer, like you have like a microphone port, the analog ports, right? You have like microphone port, maybe multiple audio out ports, line in, line out, headphone jack, those kind of things. The controller, the driver, is usually the same, like Realtek Audio or something like that. However, if you have something else connected, like over HDMI, like to a monitor, then maybe it uses like an AMD driver for audio, or NVIDIA or something. That's what I mean, completely separate physical device. That's like, and a great way to check is, yeah, if it uses a separate driver. So, however, depending on your interface, sometimes over USB you can just like have your interface do all that stuff, like, hopefully, for input and output. And usually it will handle it pretty well, depending on, you know, quality of blah, 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 blah. But at least set your audio monitoring to be a separate device that you're not going to use, or a completely separate device. And that's it. Because usually when you have things over the same controller, like audio controller, like a device that uses like a similar driver kind of a thing, yeah, it's typically going to be introducing some kind of feedback that is not something you're going to want to hear in your recordings and live sound. That's pretty much it. So I thought, and this is the last thing real quick, I thought I could do that, and it'd be gravy, it'd be golden. And I tried plugging, like making the output on the monitor, just like send the audio out from the computer to the monitor. That is a separate thing. It uses NVIDIA's like audio driver. It's a completely separate device that communicates over HDMI. And I was like, okay, great. So send it out over that. Unfortunately, as I found out, the analog port on my monitor is only for line in. It doesn't have a line out. I'm pretty sure, because I even checked like the user manual for it and everything, and I pulled up the ports on it, and it's like, okay, you have an HDMI, a VGA, and audio in. I was like, why? Why? I mean, yeah, it has speakers built into it, but they're shit speakers. They're absolute dog shit. Why is that an audio in? Why not be an out? That just seems very counterintuitive to me. And yeah, my second monitor is way nicer for when I am using the dual monitor setup. And that has all kinds of ports, and I could do it through that. But most of the time, that's not my second monitor. And so it doesn't work for my chain configuration. It's to a large extent. I still have all my live sound stuff on the mixer, and basically I just need ways to send it there, which I do have that configured, but also on the PC's end, sending the audio out through a separate thing is not really a thing I can do right now. So I had to revert back to using the USB thing, because that is a separate controller. And then like the default audio out kind of stuff into the mixer. So yeah, and that's basically what I'm stuck with for now, unless like until I can actually get like an upgrade, which I'd probably go with the Motu M6 or something like that, just because Motu is like fantastic for the price range and everything, and the quality of preamps and all that other stuff. As far as audio equipment goes, one of the best bangs for your buck with like the Motu M2, M4, M5, or M6, sorry. Depending on what you need, the M2 might be enough, but the M6 has more of the mixer kind of features, and that's kind of something I want to have, so I don't have to do as many things over USB in case like their drivers, you know, blah blah. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. That was the point. So I hope you guys enjoyed the rant. Again, I know the rant went on for another 10 minutes after I took down the thing. Sorry. We have Kyogre, but for those of you who are interested and been following the series and stuff, I know I mentioned that on like previous episodes. I was like, hey, this and this and this, blah blah blah. And yeah, so I did try it, I did test it, I did a bunch of stuff. I've honestly just been working on audio shit for like 3 hours, 4 hours today? Has it been 4 hours? It's been about 4 hours now. So let's get to some freaking Pokemon, bro. Oh wait. Oh, okay, and then Archie shows up. Okay, I was like, he's not here, what the hell? So it was you, after all. Behold, see how beautiful it is, the sleeping form of the ancient Pokémon Kyogre. I've waited so long for this day to come. It surprises me, but you've managed to chase me here. But that's all over now. For the realization of my dream, you must disappear now. You know, I was like borderline this guy's friend before, but he just assumes I'm here to stop him, which I am, but like, okay, so he's ground, right? I think we've been over this before. Okay. He's faster than me. Don't love that. Oh, that means his attack is going to go first. And then I can end with Icicle Spear? That's not bad. Ooh, shit, dog. Get fucked. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, yeah. Also, does Dodeer need to be up front still? Oh, dude, Kitsu, you are going to be getting good experience here. Hypno. I know this one because I had one and foolishly, yeah, lost it. Ice and ground, which means he's probably a ground type trainer. And also Dodeer is in danger here because ice will be super effective on him. So we need fire or fighting, or hold on. I don't remember, so let's refer to the handy dandy Gen 3 type chart. Ice and ground. Okay, so a water, right? Yeah, fire would be good. There's ice. There's ice. Okay. Water would be super effective, yeah. Grass would be super effective, but a bad idea. And Farosh is not with us right now. Fighting would be good. Rock would be neutral, not that I have it. And steel would be fine, so actually Cogswell, well no, ground. Cogswell would not be good for this. Okay. Randy? Actually, Randy might be the guy for most of this. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna switch in Cogswell because he's got that drizzle, and then immediately switch to Randy because the water will power up the, you know, power up water type moves. And Randy's inevitably gonna eat a hit, but that'll be fine. Oh, you snarky son of a bitch. You better not. Okay, we need to end this right now. How fucking dare he go for Sheer Cold? That is a one-hit KO move, by the way. Get fucked. Yeah, that was the thing about Hypno, is he didn't really have much defense. Kids, you got 700? Dude, Sand Slash is actually ground? I thought he was normal. I'm gonna say no. Because I think everybody's at 39 right now. Right? Randy has the Sea Incense at the moment. Yeah, he does. And everybody's at 39, except, well, the main group is at 39. Get fucked. Go. Still just getting ones on special defense. I might have to train Kitsu, like EV train Kitsu for special defense. Oh, that's it. What? I lost to a mere child like you. Yeah, you did. I commend you. I must recognize that you are truly gifted. Now, I worked hard on this. But I have this in my possession. With this red orb, I can make Kyogre. The red orb suddenly began shining by itself. Yeah, I don't think this is going to work out the way you want, champ. Call it a hunch. What? I didn't do anything. Why did the red orb? Where did Kyogre go? It's a message from our members outside. Yes, what is it? It's raining heavily. Good. It should have happened. That's why we awakened Kyogre. To realize Team Aqua's vision of expanding the sea. What? It's raining far harder than we envisioned. You're in danger. It can't be. It's just not possible. Hold your position and monitor the situation. Something wrong. The red orb is supposed to awaken and control Kyogre. But why? Why did Kyogre disappear? Why?
What have you wrought? Archie, you've finally awoken Kyogre, haven't you? What will happen to the world if this downpour continues for all eternity? The world's landmass will drown in the deepening sea.
What? Don't get all high and mighty with me. Wasn't it you, Team Magma, that infuriated Groudon? So long as I have this red orb, I should be able to control Kyogre. I should be able to control it.
We don't have the time to argue about it here. Get outside and see for yourself. See if what you've wrought is the world that we desired. Hanako, come on. You have to get out of here too.
What happened? What is this wretched scene? Did I make a horrible mistake? I only wanted...
You understand now, Archie? You finally see how disastrous your dream turned out to be. We have to hurry. We have to do something before the situation goes completely out of control. Hanako, don't say anything. I know that I have no right to be critical of Archie. But the way things are now, I doubt that we humans will be capable of doing anything about it. But neither can we just stand by and watch helplessly. The responsibility for putting an end to the fire to this falls. The responsibility for putting an end to this falls to Archie and me. This defies belief. A super ancient Pokémon. The power is unbelievable. It has upset the balance of nature. Hanako, what is happening? This is terrible. After the scorching heat wave ended, this deluge began. If this doesn't stop all of Hoenn, no, the whole world will drown. This huge rain cloud is spreading from above Pseudopolis. What in the world is taking place there? No point arguing here. Pseudopolis might provide answers. Hanako, I don't know what you intend to do, but don't do anything reckless. Okay, I'm going to Pseudopolis. Which I guess we're supposed to go do as well. I was kind of hoping to heal first. I'm gonna go somewhere else and heal. Gosh. Okay, so let's go Pseudopolis. I don't know how we fly there. Like, it's completely covered, right? Aw, yeah. Oh, we get the cutscene. Dope. I mean, to the extent of a Game Boy Advance cutscene. Two sprites, like, slightly moving in parallax, you know? It's just, you know. Kyogre's the shit. It's one of my favorite. Might actually be my favorite legendary. Where the fuck is Steven? Don't worry, I have a Master Ball. Do I have to talk to you, fucking dolts? Kyogre, what's wrong? Look over here, it's the red orb. Calm down, Kyogre. It's no good. It's not responding at all. Groudon, please, stop what you're doing. I know the extent of your power now. Keeps going, all of Hoenn, not just Pseudopolis, will be utterly ruined.
think I just need to talk to Steven.
Those Pokemon fighting, Groudon and Kyogre. Those two super ancient Pokemon were awakened from a deep sleep. And now they are smashing. Each other. Yes. With their uncontrollable energy. It's kinda Hanako. You being here now, I take to mean that you're prepared to become involved in this crisis. Well then, there's someone that I'd like you to meet. Come with me, please.
Yeah, I'd say this is what we're supposed to be doing.
Listen, Hanako. Does seeing Groudon and Kyogre make you think Pokemon are to be feared? But that's not true. Pokemon are really more. Why am I asking you this? You already know. Like, are they monsters? Yes. But they're pocket monsters. They're supposed to be our friends. Okay, here we are. Inside, you'll find someone named Wallace. I think you have what's needed to help him.
What? Courage? Fearlessness? Bravery? Badass attitude. Also, I don't know if there's wild Pokemon in here, but if there are, then... we have ourselves a catch chance, baby. Also... do we have anything? I guess we just have Confuse Ray right now? Or Lick? Oh yeah, it's Frosh that has Sleep Powder. Should I go get him? I'm not sure if there actually are wild Pokemon in there. I think there are. Like, I don't know if they'll show up right now. Oh, Steve picked up a super potion. That is so like Steve. Like, I was really hoping he'd pick up something useful, but yeah, whatever. Okay. I mean, if there are wild Pokemon in there, I'm still gonna open with Confuse Ray, but... Also, there's another, post-game place where I think there are wild Pokemon. That we haven't been to yet. I believe it's called Sky Tower, Sky Pillar, something like that. Where... there we go. Singopolis, Ship, Seafloor Cavern, Underwater, Routes, Pacific Log, Routes, Shoal Cave. Yeah, so we haven't been there yet. Or, I mean, we dipped inside, I think, but we couldn't, like, proceed or whatever. Yeah, Cave of Origin, we might... Oh, we do. Oh, shit, Haunter. Okay, I think you'll actually evolve into Gengar at, like, 40, I think, since we have the Impossible Evolution thing. No, and this might be bad. Are you part fire? Oh, wait, the drizzle? Which one happened first? Or second, I guess? I mean, he would be weak. I'm gonna wait him out a little bit. Damn. That is a chunk. Okay. I swear I remember Haunter having fire moves before. So I'm just gonna switch to Frosh and do Sleep Powder after like maybe one or whatever. Let's use Agility, okay. Can't even waste a turn right now. I mean, swapping takes a turn, so... He does have fire shit, okay. It's not that powerful though, so I think we'll be okay. Or like, I think Frosh will be okay. What is my special defense? 86? Okay, and Frosh is 72. So that's not that different. So yeah, Frosh should be fine. Yeah, I'll just... Damn it. I mean, the accuracy on Sleep Powder is kind of low, and, you know, the odds were decent that he was going to snap out of confusion. Just playing it by the numbers, you know. Would like to get his health lower, but the fact that he hit himself that hard is kind of worrying. I'm hoping his, oh wow, okay. I'm hoping it's not his HP stat is, like, terribly low. If Haunter beckons you while it's floating in darkness, don't approach it. This Pokemon will try to lick you with its tongue and steal your life away. Damn, dude. That does give me an idea, though, for your name. Mr. Licks. Alright. So that's Cave of Origin. Go ahead and add that to the list. Cave of Origin. Haunter. I think that's how you spell Haunter. Could be wrong. Alright, cool. Honestly, I didn't think we were going to be getting a catch chance today, so that's kind of cool. Also, I don't know if we've ever done a Poke Fact of the Day on the Haunter line before. So, yeah, we might do that soon. Okay, cool. Well, we could just back out of here right now. There is no sound down here. Are they even wild Pokemon or no? Well, let's go ahead and see what else we could have got. Or maybe it's only Haunters in here? Fighting type move, what? I mean, his health bar did deplete, like, very fast. What is Haunter for EV? Special attack, actually, that's really cool. I mean, we need special defense, but and that's not a lot of experience. I mean, there has to be more than one random Pokemon in here, right? Geodude, okay. Which we could have skipped because we do have a Graveler. And no, I don't remember what Graveler was. Not water type. I'm pretty positive. So it looks like this place would not be good for training. Okay.
Ah, so you're Hanako. I've heard tales of your exploits. My name is Wallace.
I just realized, like, I almost made him sound exactly like Brendan.
I was once the gym leader of Pseudopolis, but something came up. So now I've entrusted my mentor Juan, with the gym's operation. Groudon and Kyogre, the two Pokemon wrecking havoc here, are considered to be super ancient Pokemon. But there aren't just two super ancient Pokemon. There is one more somewhere. Somewhere there's a super ancient Pokemon named Rayquaza. He's kinda the shit. It's said that it was Rayquaza that becalmed the two combatants in the distant past. But even I have no clue as to Rayquaza's whereabouts.
Well, yeah, he flies in the upper stratosphere, like, as a meteor and shit.
Hanako, do you perhaps know where Rayquaza is now? If you do, please tell me.
Cave of Origin is where we are. It's gonna be Sky Pillar.
The Sky Pillar? That's it. It must be the Sky Pillar. Hanako, there's not a moment to lose. We'll head to the Sky Pillar right away.
Okay. Alright. So I guess we'll be doing that on the next episode, guys. I don't know if I need to talk to Steven.
Sky Pillar. I've never been there. I wonder where it could be.
Really, you've never been to Sky Pillar? I mean, I know where it is. But I've also played this game a number of times. I think it's actually this right here. I believe. It's like on the way to Pacific Log. Pretty sure. So yeah, I think Pacific Log would be the closest place to fast travel. Because remember, the people here, they talk about, you know, the mysterious pillar in the distance and the giant Pokemon that flies overhead and stuff like that. Anyway, we still have a Master Ball. We do. And I think this is an actual encounter, if I'm not mistaken. And it's not going to be Rayquaza. Like, I mean, it might be, but like how the randomization works is like the legendary Pokemon are randomized within each other. But it's Pokemon within the Gen 3 dex. So, because like they have to be in the game's data, obviously. So basically, if they're from Fire Red and Leaf Green, or from Pokemon Emerald. So to give you guys an idea as to what that could look like. Check this thing here. Okay, so Fire Red and Leaf Green has the original 150, obviously. But the game also has the data from the previous games. So essentially the national dex from Gen 3. So it could be like from previous games. So Gen 2 is included as well, like as Pokemon Crystal, or like Fire, Gold and Silver. But the Pokedex in Gen 2. See, legendaries only. So Gen 2 has Lugia and Ho-Oh and Celebi. Oh, and the legendary dogs, Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. And Fire Red and Leaf Green has Mew and Mewtwo, but the legendary birds as well, so Articuno, Moltres, and Zapdos. And Gen 3 has the Regis, so Regirock, Regice, Registeel, and Latias and Latios. I forget how they work in this game. Kyogre and Groudon, obviously, and Rayquaza, and Deoxys, who we did do Pokefact of the Day on, and Jirachi. Which I kind of forgot that Jirachi was a Gen 3. Which I don't know if I've ever done a Pokefact of the Day on Jirachi before. So I'm gonna make a note of that, actually. I feel like Jirachi is one of those, like, mostly forgotten Pokemon. So yeah, there's a lot of possibilities as to, like, which legendary it could be. because the legendaries are just, yeah, randomized into themselves. But that's why when I talked about getting an EV and how there was like a 1 in 400 chance, that's why, is because the national dex at the time of Emerald was, actually I think it's the same for Fire Red and Leaf Green, like how they have the, technically they have the data from all the previous Pokemon games as far as total number of Pokemon goes. So I believe it's up to 394 or something like that. It's around 400. But yeah, so that's what we're looking at for the next episode. We're gonna go to Sky Pillar and encounter quote unquote Rayquaza. Not Rayquaza, but you know. What, Jasmine? Alright. Enjoy fishing. But yeah, it's over here to the east and on the north side, kind of. But we'll do that on the next episode. The time on the file went up by a number, like, just to let you know, because I did have this running like while I was doing my audio tests and stuff earlier, so there's a few more hours on there. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today, guys, except for the Pokefact of the day and the outro. So today's Pokefact is about Nidoran, the Poison Pin Pokemon, the female Nidoran. And interesting Pokedex entry for this one comes from Pokemon Gold, which states, "The poison hidden in its small horn is extremely potent. Even a tiny scratch can have fatal results." Which is pretty wild, because there's another Pokedex entry where it says like a single drop of its poison can be fatal. Yeah, in Gen 4, 1 drop of its poison it secretes from barbs can be fatal. So for Nidoran male, there doesn't say anything about that. So like there was this implication for a long time that Nidoran female's poison is stronger than the male's poison. And they never say that, but it's like, it's very much implied by all the Pokedex entries that mention it. And also, the official artworks for Nidoran are all kind of different colors. So the original, like, red and green, she was like colored a slightly different way than in red and blue for the international release. She was kind of like a bluish green, sort of, for red and green. But red and blue, she was very much like the light blue color that like Nidorina and Nidoqueen have. But at some point, the official, like Nidoran got a new official artwork, and they made the coloration closer to Nidoran male, like kind of a purplish blue. Like it's still a different color than its male counterpart, but I think they wanted to make it less of a discrepancy. And I have a feeling it happened in Gen 4, because like we've seen Nidoran in this game, and like over there, wait, did I swap those? Did I accidentally swap those? I think I screwed that up. I think the one on the left is the Gen 4 sprite, and the one on the right is the Gen 3 sprite. Did I screw that up? I think I screwed that up. I may have screwed that up on the graphic. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, because nowadays it's more... Yeah, it's that lighter coloration like it is in the official artwork. Yeah, that's Gen 3. Yeah, in Gen 3 it's the light blue. So yeah, the one that says Gen 4 sprite on the right is actually the Gen 3 sprite. That's the sprite from this game, Pokemon Emerald. The one that we've seen before. And the one on the left is from Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but the coloration is the same on all the Gen 4 games. And then after Gen 4, they just, yeah, Gen 5 has the same coloration. It's kind of a little bit in between. In Gen 6. Like X and Y and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire is kind of their... and Gen 8 and stuff. But yeah, at first there was definitely a discrepancy. Yeah, when they started doing that. But yeah, the shiny, interestingly enough, was always like that more purple color. So it looks like the male in coloration. And actually, I think Nidoran female or Nidoran male is the same way. I think the shiny is the female coloration. Actually, just double checking that right now. And let me check all sprites. Okay, so starting in Gen 3. Yeah, the shiny for Nidoran is the coloration for the female. Huh. But the coloring on Nidoran didn't really change between Gen 3 and Gen 4 for the shiny coloration. But yeah, that's interesting. It does like the opposite gender for the shiny. But yeah, initially light blue, and later the like purplish blue. Or bluish purple. But yeah, because in pretty much all of them, like Nidorina and Nidoqueen, like have that light blue coloring. But yeah. Anyway, it's just interesting, changes over time and stuff like that. But yeah, thanks for being here, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Of course, before we get going, a very special thank you going out to the current Farts and Crap Show members, the amazing people who helped make it possible, Navalis Draconis, Aaron Chick, and 97 Johnny Boy. Thank you so very much for choosing to support the show, but more directly via channel membership. It vastly helps out. Very much appreciate it, and it is very much optional, so you guys are extra awesome for doing so. And if you want to be incredibly awesome like these amazing people and get in on all those membership benefits, check out that join button down below. There's also a link in the description that talks about becoming a channel member in case there's no join button for you. But yeah, before we talk about membership tiers, a quick little word on YouTube handles. That is Y97JohnnyBoy is an @ symbol in front of the screen name there. That is a handle. So they're unique identifiers on YouTube that help with a number of things, namely navigation. And he has a channel of his own. It's great stuff. Highly recommend it, which you can easily go check out just by going to youtube.com/@97JohnnyBoy, and it'll take you straight there because handles make URLs a lot shorter. You can also punch a handle into YouTube search. It will narrow down your results significantly. And since handles are 100% unique, it's another way to double check and make sure you're in the right place. But yeah, membership tiers on this channel start at $3 a month. That's roughly 10 cents a day. Gets you into all the basic stuff, including getting to vote on the series that get made here on the channel via the Members' Choice Polls. It's a thing we do once a month for a full 7 days over on the membership tab, and that is how all of the series get decided. So recently we did just wrap one up for May. It was the last week of the month. May was also the anniversary month for the channel, so we ran 2 polls simultaneously. And we will have one for June coming up at some point. It'll probably be towards the end of the month once again. It's been the last week of the month for a while now, so that trend is likely to keep going. And I have no idea what it's going to be for. I'll have a better idea the closer we get to the middle of the month. But yeah, that's because this is an approximation of future announcements from the past. So if you want all the announcements as they happen and the bell doesn't work for you, I get it, the bell doesn't work for me either, but there are 4 other ways you can stay up to date. We have the post tab here on the channel, the Farts and Crap Show Twitter, the Bluesky, and the Discord. I always post on all 4 whenever there's an announcement, so regardless of which one of those works for you, you can stay up to date. And links for those are down in the description, also on the channel banner. But yeah, that's gonna do it for now. So thank you all once again for being here, guys. Till next time, take care, and I hope you all have an incredibly awesome day.